Hello, Falcons fans. Get ready. Something electric is brewing in Atlanta. The 2025 NFL Draft may be in the rearview mirror, but the real fireworks are just beginning. While the football world is buzzing about blockbuster picks, the Falcons are quietly assembling a squad of underdog heroes who could redefine our future. Imagine this: a tight end breaking school records, a towering tackle ready to protect our franchise quarterback, and a wide receiver who led the nation in touchdowns, all undrafted, all hungry, and all donning the red and black. And there's a legendary shadow looming over this story, connecting these new faces to a seismic moment in Falcons history that'll hit you right in the feels. Want to know who's next to carry the torch? Grab a seat and let's unravel this tale of grit, glory, and a mysterious connection that'll leave you buzzing. Trust me, you won't want to look away. But first, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, don't wait. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Only 1% of viewers actually subscribe, so let's change that. A small action can make a huge difference. Now let's dive into our first player, Josh Simon, the record-breaking tight end ready to soar. Meet Josh Simon, the South Carolina tight end who just signed an undrafted free agent deal with Atlanta. This guy is a game changer. Simon is no stranger to rewriting history. In 2024, he lit up the SEC, leading the Gamecocks with 40 catches, 519 yards, and a school record of 7 touchdown grabs. Over 6 college seasons, split between Western Kentucky and South Carolina, he amassed 154 receptions, 1,921 yards, and 24 scores across 64 games. That's not just production. That's a statement. What does Simon bring to Atlanta? Think Kyle Pitts' athleticism with a blue-collar edge. At 6'4" and 250 pounds, he's a matchup nightmare. He has soft hands for contested catches, sneaky speed to stretch the field, and a knack for blocking that'll make any offensive lineman proud. His 2024 tape showcases a player who thrives in big moments, like a jaw-dropping 70-yard touchdown against Vanderbilt. In the Falcons' tight end room, with Pitts and possibly a resigned Philip Franks, Simon becomes a versatile weapon who can line up anywhere. Undrafted? Sure, but Simon has the tools to be this year's Paul Wilo, the UDFA who steals a roster spot and the hearts of fans. Could he be the spark that Michael Penix Jr. needs to elevate our offense? I'm betting yes. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Next up, let's talk about Jack Nelson, the Wisconsin wall for Penix's protection. The Falcons snagged this 7th-round steal at pick number 218. Nelson is a 6'7", 310-pound offensive tackle from Wisconsin, built to keep Penix upright. He's a Badger through and through, a 4-year starter, and a 2-time All-Big Ten honorable mention, a guy who bleeds toughness. NFL.com describes him as durable, with instincts that scream zone-blocking schemes, making him a perfect fit for Zach Robinson's offense. His strengths include quick feet off the snap, the range to seal run lanes, and a sixth sense for stunting defenders. He needs to bulk up his play strength because NFL edge rushers won't be kind. But don't let that fool you. His tape shows a guy who can flip his hips to counter speed and reset his hands like a pro. Pair Nelson with Jake Matthews, and you've got a bookend duo that could give Penix the pocket he needs to slice up opposing secondaries. Think back to 2016 when a stout offensive line helped Matt Ryan and Julio Jones dominate on their way to the NFC Championship. Nelson has that kind of potential. Sure, he has some weaknesses, like spotty pass sets and overcorrections, but those can be coached up by Dwayne Ledford, a developmental gem. He might not start on day one, but he could easily become a swing tackle by mid-season. Nelson is the kind of pick that has Terry Fontenot smirking. Are you hyped for this big man? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's talk about the headliner, Nick Nash, the All-American steal, who could redefine our wide receiver room. This 6 feet 3 inches, 205-pound former quarterback from San Jose State just signed as a UDFA, and he might be the steal of the century. In 2024, he led the entire FBS with 104 catches, 1,382 yards, and 16 touchdowns, earning consensus All-American honors. Projected as a fifth-rounder, Nash somehow slipped through all 257 picks, but Atlanta pounced, and thank goodness they did. His story is wild. He started as a quarterback, switched to receiver in 2021, and by 2024, he was unguardable. Think Drake London's size, but with a chip on his shoulder. Nash's game is all about versatility. You can line him up outside, in the slot, or even in the backfield. His 2024 highlights include a 4-touchdown massacre against Fresno State, snagging balls in traffic like it's nothing. In Atlanta's wide receiver room, with London and Darnell Mooney, Nash could be the Z receiver who stretches defenses thin, giving Penix a deep threat. Posts on social media are buzzing about him, calling him potentially very impactful and part of a masterclass UDFA trio alongside Simon and cornerback Kobe Bryant. Just because he's undrafted doesn't mean he's unnoticed. Nash's competitiveness and ball skills scream future starter. Is he the next Olide Zacchaeus, the UDFA who carved out a role, or could he be something even bigger? Tell me what you see in this kid. Now let's take a step back and look at the big picture. This is a pivotal moment for the Falcons. The 2025 offseason is all about believing in improvement. Simon could be the TE2 who unlocks our red zone game. Nelson might grow into the anchor our offensive line needs, and Nash has WR2 potential, maybe even WR1 if he hits his ceiling. Together, they represent a low-risk, high-reward bet that could transform Atlanta from 8 to 9 pretenders into playoff contenders. But here's the flip side. If they flop, we could be stuck in mediocrity, muttering about the same old Falcons. Fontenot's UDFA track record, with players like Ryan Neusel and Nate Landman, gives me hope. These aren't just bodies. They're calculated swings at greatness, much like Julio was in 2011 with Raheem Morris. With the right culture and Penix's arm, the pieces are there. Imagine Nash hauling in a game winner, Simon bullying linebackers, and Nelson stonewalling defenders. That's the dream, and it's closer than you think. But it's on us to keep the faith, pack the stands, and will this squad to glory. So, Falcons Nation, who's your breakout star? Is it Josh Simon, the tight end with record-breaking sauce? Jack Nelson, the mountain ready to protect Penix? Or Nick Nash, the All-American who could light up the dome? And how does Julio's legacy inspire you for 2025? Drop your takes in the comments. I'm reading every one of them. Julio gave us a decade of heart-stopping moments, and now it's on these underdogs to write the next chapter. Smash that like button, share this with your crew, and let's get loud. Atlanta is rising, and we're just getting started.